everybody, welcome back. Now that it gets dark super early, I just can't handle the lighting. I just don't know a good way. I think I just need to break down and purchase an actual light, even though I already did that. But it's just so hard to set up that I'm never incentivized to set it up. So hopefully this isn't too bad. I'm trying to keep it real holiday-esque while I can. But speaking of holiday, I have a couple of practical gift suggestions to give you. My really good friends know that I'm incredibly practical. In fact, one of my best friends calls me Practical Polly because it all started with Polly because I'm really short, and so she's like, oh, you're like a little Polly Pocket, and then she was like, gosh, you're so practical, so then it became Practical Polly. Anyway, so today I want to bring you some practical holiday gifts. I know that we can get really caught up in everything cool and new and different that's coming out, but sometimes we end up giving gifts to people that they'll never actually use. So I sort of wanted to do a roundup of some of the best gifts that I've ever received and some of the best gifts that I've ever gifted myself, or I guess just bought, because I think that gift giving can be a good practical thing, and I think that you can also give really good gifts. Even if you think you're a terrible gift giver, you don't always have to think really gifty. Like, you can think everyday practical use. Now, some of these things you might scoff at and be like, I would never give anybody that, but think outside of the box for a second, because really you're thinking in the box. You're thinking about stuff that people are going to use every single day. So I think we should just get started with my very first suggestion. I keep on looking over here because I have everything spread out over here for myself to look at. One of the best gifts that I've ever received was these sunglasses. Now, these are just your typical like Ray-Ban sunglasses. I think that these are the Wayfair style. You know, I mean, you've seen them. Like, everybody and their mom has this pair of sunglasses. It's a really classic style, and it's something that's never going to, you know, fade. It's not like a big cat eye sunglasses or like those big diffy eye or diff eye. I don't know if it's diffy or diff, whatever. Like the ones that all the Bachelor contestants are trying to sell us. They're not like really trendy. So this is something that can last through and through, and I think I've had these like 7 years or something crazy like that at this point. Because they're a nice pair of sunglasses, they've held up well. Now, I always have a cheap pair of sunglasses on backup, and that can be my trendy pair of sunglasses, because I like recently went to Universal Studios, like, I say recently, like 2 years ago. I lost my cheap sunglasses on this water ride, so that's why you always keep cheap sunglasses, just in case, because you never know what's gonna happen to it. But I think that a pair of really nice sunglasses is something that's really practical. It's something that somebody's gonna use all the time, and they're gonna have for ages, as long as they're a classic style. Oh yeah, and before I continue, did I do a disclaimer that this stuff would be cheap? Because I'm not promising that, because the sunglasses that I just talked about, I looked them up on the Ray-Ban website, and these are going for like $150. So again, you gotta give them to somebody that you actually really like, because $150 is sort of a lot to spend on somebody. So I know that that's really expensive, but there are good sunglasses out there for a lower price. I'm just saying, go ahead and get a really nice quality something in the sunglasses realm that'll last a long time. Now, if you don't wanna spend that much. So I did a whole video, one of my very first videos ever. It was a brand rundown on Warby Parker. So while we're talking about glasses, I wanted to go ahead and mention this, because maybe you have somebody in your life that has a pair of glasses that they've had for way too long, aka my brother, for a really long time. The earpieces were seriously like taped on. At a certain point, one was missing an earpiece because he mostly wore contacts. But when you want to wear glasses, there's no need to be looking like Harry Potter when he was in the cupboard under the stairs. You know, like, we can afford real prescription glasses these days because companies like Warby Parker have come out to make this really affordable. So if you don't know what your friend or whatever family member's prescription is, Warby Parker offers gift cards. So that's just another really practical option that can also be affordable if you don't want to splurge for the $150 Ray-Bans. And while we're talking expensive, let's just keep talking expensive. This is one of my favorite gifts I've received ever. This is a Bose, it's the mini SoundLink speaker, and this has the most pure, beautiful sound. I truly cannot describe to you how good this speaker is. This is one of the things that like my brother asked for Christmas one year, and so Christmas falls in December, my birthday's in February, so when February rolled around, I was like, please can I have this for my birthday, because we were testing it out on Christmas Day and it was incredible. It's something that you can like live in an apartment setting and it's not too loud, like you're not going to disturb your neighbors, but the sound is seriously so good. Let's see if I can play this for you. You can like get the gist. Now, I don't know if that little sound clip actually conveyed to you how great this speaker sounds, but just take my word for it. I promise. This is something that I've had for probably 4-ish years now. I used this in college when I lived in the sorority house. I used this in an apartment. I live in an apartment currently, and it's still great. It never disturbs the neighbors. And the other day, Lauren actually walked in, and she was like, what are you listening to that on? Like, why is it so clear? And I showed her the speaker, and I was like, see, I promise, it's awesome. I don't know why she hasn't heard it since we've lived together for like 2 years, but I really can't speak highly enough about it. Now, this again is gonna cost you $150, very similar to the sunglasses, but this is something that's going to last, and it's something that somebody can use all the time. Like, maybe they like to listen to podcasts. They don't have to just listen to music on it. I just think that this is awesome, and it has a lot of power, totally worth your money. All right, so now we're getting into an extremely practical gift, and this is something that I think when I mentioned in the intro, I talked about people scoffing at a present, and I think that this will be it. But I have no shame in saying that I asked for this for Christmas one year, and this is a Sonicare toothbrush. Now, this specific one is not the one that I got for Christmas. This I won, oddly enough, at the dentist raffle. So I think that I really hit the jackpot. I could have won like season tickets to the state fair or a Sonicare toothbrush, and I chose a toothbrush because like it's like $140 value. Now, again, I say you can choose the price because there are a bunch of different styles of Sonicare toothbrushes. If you're not familiar with this, this is just an electronic toothbrush that has a timer on it that's set for 2 minutes, and it vibrates like really, really quickly, and it does a really good job of cleaning your teeth. I truly felt a humongous difference the first time I ever used this, and after you use it, you're like, my teeth are so clean, I can never go back to using a real toothbrush. Now, it has a timer on it, so every 30 seconds it alerts you to switch the quadrant of your mouth that you're brushing. So I usually do like top front, bottom, back, whatever. Okay, I have the FlexCare Platinum, and this retails for like $220, but again, I got it for free. I got it in the dentist raffle. So if your dentist ever has a raffle, I definitely recommend that you enter because you never know what will happen. I think I had to do like push-ups in the dentist office or something, so totally worth it. I actually got the Healthy White version, which I think is more on their less expensive end. So you can get the basic Sonicare toothbrush for like $50. So if you're not willing to spend a whole lot on your toothbrush, then you can go for that cheaper option, but a toothbrush is something that you use absolutely every single day, or should. If you don't, then let's not talk about it. But I highly recommend this if you've never tried it. Now, I'm very interested in trying the Quip. It's another, that is gross. That just got in my hair. It's another electronic toothbrush brand, and they're advertising like crazy. So it's an electronic toothbrush with the same 2-minute timer and beeping mechanism that tells you to switch every 30 seconds. But it also works on a subscription service. So you can get brush heads delivered to your house every 3 months, and it runs on a battery versus this that runs on wireless charging. So I am interested to try that brand. I do think that it's a bit cheaper. They advertise it as more of like your travel electronic toothbrush, and they compare it to how that one's so big. And it is big. Like it comes with a travel carrying case. It does take up a decent amount of room in my carry-on, but I just love that thing. I use it non-stop. If you haven't jumped on that electronic toothbrush train and splurged for maybe the nicer Sonicare version, then I highly recommend. I know it's super practical and it might be lame, so ignore me if you hate this suggestion, but I think it's good. So something that my parents get us every single year are Amazon gift cards. And truly, everything this day and age is sold on Amazon, so it's basically like getting straight cash money. You know, we love getting Amazon gift cards. We order a lot of our basic needs off of Amazon, and so it's just nice to have that paid for. It's nice to have money that's basically the same as a Visa gift card at your disposal. Now, we're all Prime members, so we really are, you know, vouching for Amazon all the time, but Amazon is something that everyone can use whether or not they're a Prime member. I know this is just like a quick point, but I think that an Amazon gift card is a totally practical gift that's also totally acceptable. I'm in the camp that's like, give people gift cards. It's not embarrassing. That's not weird. I don't think it's a cop-out at all. I think that you're giving somebody exactly what they want, but that's just me. I know that some people like to give a physical wrapped gift, and that's how they feel gift giving should be, and by all means do it. But maybe get the hard copy Amazon gift card and wrap it in a box if that's the way that you feel, because I think it's a great present. All right, so the next item is geared most specifically toward girls, and this is something that I use absolutely all the time. I used it today. I know my hair's sort of cut off at the bottom, but as you can see, my hair's a little bit wavy today. I curled it at like, I don't know, 6:30 this morning, and it's now 7 o'clock at night, so it's obviously fallen some. But I would recommend any sort of hot styling tool, but this one is my favorite. Now, I went through a phase where I sort of stopped using this for a little bit, but this is the Bombay Hair 32mm curling wand without a clamp. I like the ones without a clamp to get this sort of like loose, big wave style. Now, this is something that, again, all the Bachelor contestants are trying to sell us, but instead of it being trendy sunglasses, this is actually super useful and super effective. Now, I have tried a lot of curling wands in my life. I really love wands. I think that they give you a very different curl from your traditional clamp curling iron. These, I think, give bigger, looser waves, and every single time I use this, it never fails, somebody compliments my hair. Now, again, this has fallen a lot, so if you're like, what are they complimenting? You have a point right now, but when you freshly do your hair, it usually stays all day. And I definitely still have a wave for my normal straight hair. And, you know, it's been over 12 hours at this point. So I think that this does a really awesome job. And that's true of all, I think the metal or ceramic barrels do an exceptional job of helping your hair like really keep the curl. This retails for like $130, but you know that I just mentioned that every Bachelor contestant sells these things, and that's because they all have coupon codes and partnerships with them. So I think that I got this like $70 off or something, so I paid $60 for it. Totally worth the money. Like seriously, totally worth the money. I have another Hot Tools styling wand, but it's tapered. So it's like thick right here, and then it goes down really skinny, and it just gave me too tight of a curl, and I was really looking for something that would give me just that like beachier wave that's just like a bigger, looser, more natural looking curl, and this totally achieves it. Now 32mm, if you're not familiar with the size conversion, is 1.5 inches. So any 1.5 inch barrel will give you a similar look. I can just really vouch for this product specifically. I have to be really careful with this next thing because everything's gonna get extremely tangled, but this is so weird. Okay. This is an incredible jewelry holder that I got on Amazon. So you can either get somebody this thing from Amazon, or you can get them the Amazon gift card and they can get their own. This is the Umbra jewelry holder stand thing. And I think I got this for like $25, but I absolutely love it because it holds every type of jewelry. So it has these 3 tiers, as you can see, and then within each little like holder, it has this opening. So you can hang all of your earrings on the opening. So you can truly fit so much. Now at the bottom, there's also this ceramic area that holds your jewelry on the bottom. So any of like these teeny tiny little studs that I have, those go on the bottom because they would probably slip through the crack anyway. But I absolutely adore this thing. It takes up really little space, like if it's sitting on a shelf, you know, because it's really just the base. And it keeps everything untangled, even though I'm like waving this around right now and all the necklaces are probably tangled up. But it keeps everything untangled. You can see everything because it's just so minimal. I love this. So anybody that's looking for jewelry organization at home, obviously you can't travel with this. I think that this is an awesome, awesome selection. So highly recommend if you're interested. And it's so affordable. Again, it was like $25 and got it on Amazon, so it shipped for free. All right, so another super practical idea is a rain jacket. This is something that I've actually gotten Brian. The first gift I ever gave him was a rain jacket because the boy didn't own one. And I was like, what do you do on a rainy day? And he was like, I don't know, walk fast. And I'm like, okay, well, there are umbrellas for that, first of all. But sometimes you don't want an umbrella, especially if you are just like running out somewhere really fast. You just want to throw on a rain jacket with a hood and go. And this is not actually a rain jacket that I got for Christmas. This is one that I got on super sale at an outlet mall. I think I mentioned this in my monthly favorites when I used to do those. Sort of stopped doing them. I did get one for Christmas a couple years back, and I still actually have that one. This one was just a little bit nicer. Like it cinches at the waist, and it looks like it goes down a little bit lower in the back, and it just had a little more style. My other one was like very green and white and a little less professional, if you will. And since I have to go into the office every day, it was sort of nice to have something that looked a little nicer. But this is something that everybody can use. Men, women, little kids, everyone can use a rain jacket. Like it's going to rain. That's just something that's universal. Now, this is the Columbia brand, and my other rain jacket was Columbia brand, and the one that I got Brian was Columbia. I've always had really good luck with their rain jackets, but I know that REI often has great sales on like the North Face versions and Patagonia versions, so keep your eyes out. I know they're also sold on Amazon. I got Brian's Columbia jacket on Amazon. Again, that gift card. I'm just like finding more and more uses for it as we continue this video. So the next thing that I want to talk about, I can't physically show you because it's currently plugged into my TV, and that is an Amazon Fire Stick and a Chromecast. Yes, I have both. The Chromecast and the Amazon Fire Stick basically turn every TV into a smart TV, and that's why I really love them. Now, my roommate and I do not have cable, and if you're interested in how we do that and get by and still be relevant people in this world, then you can watch my video that I did about cutting the cord and about different services that you can use to still get all the shows that you want and still be happy and watch everything that you need. I'll link that above in a card or maybe like down below in the description box. These are two really awesome services. Now the Amazon Fire Stick we definitely use more. That's sort of our go-to place for using apps like YouTube and Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime because it is an Amazon device. Now the Chromecast is a Google device, so you actually can't access like the Amazon Prime app, or at least I don't think that you can. At a certain point you could not. So that's why we like to use the Amazon Fire Stick mostly, because all of our services are available. Now with the Chromecast, it's really neat because you can actually, you know, cast things to your TV. So if you want to show somebody a video really quick, you can just like pop it up on your TV, no problem. Now if you have an Apple TV or something like that already where you can use AirPlay or whatever it's called, then you don't really need a Chromecast or a Fire Stick for that matter, because an Apple TV is basically the same thing. So maybe an Apple TV is another really practical gift. I just don't have one, so I can't vouch for it. Okay, last but not least, if you've made it to the end of this video, congratulations! Because I actually have a giveaway, and this is my first ever giveaway on my channel, and it is with Carbon Cocoa. Now, while we're talking about practical gifts, Carbon Cocoa is a company that's all about teeth whitening, and so they use this natural activated charcoal to whiten your teeth. It's a super black substance. It seems a little scary, but I promise that it actually does work. Now, I did an entire review and video with Carbon Cocoa that they sent me the products to try out. As a thank you for doing that video with them, they actually sent me a whole other Ultimate Carbon set to give away to one of my subscribers. So if you're interested in getting your own Ultimate Carbon Cocoa kit, then go ahead and read all of the instructions in the description box below to figure out ways to enter to be eligible for this giveaway. So that's my roundup of practical gifts. Hopefully you found this interesting and helpful. I know sometimes it's intimidating to give gifts, so I've been trying to do a couple of videos to give you practical or more creative ideas for this holiday season. So if you like this video, then please like it. If you have any more practical gift ideas or any like favorite gifts you've ever received, I'd love to hear what they are in the comments below, because I am actually still on the hunt for a couple of Christmas gifts for my friends and family, so let me know. And if you want to see more or learn a little bit more about product reviews that I do on my channel, then subscribe, stick around and join the community, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.